So I was drinking coffee at the kitchen counter when my mom came to me with a great idea. "Why don't you come to my school," she said, "and put on a poetry workshop for the grade 5 students? I think it would be really great for them to learn how to write a slam poem." Really great for them. I knew what she meant was really great for me. You see, I had recently graduated with a degree in English and education, but the problem was, I didn't want to be a teacher. I've not found a lot of joy in student teaching, mostly just stress and frustration, and my mom was worried about me. I could see it on her face every time she looked at me. It just felt like no matter what I did, she would not be happy until I was back in a classroom. But I was stuck. I'd spent all this time getting this degree because it was supposed to be like the safe thing to do, a guaranteed career. While my other friends were struggling to find jobs with degrees in art and history and music, I was supposed to be all set, and I didn't even want it. "Think of this as an opportunity," my mom said. "You love going to all of your poetry events, so maybe you can find something to do with your life with poetry." So of course I said yes. Yes, I will come and put on a 2-day workshop for the grade 5 students, culminating in a show in the auditorium. Yes. But I didn't really know where to begin. I had been going to poetry events as a performer and a host for a long time, but how was I supposed to teach this to kids? "Well, why don't you start at the end?" my mom said. You know the kids are going to be doing the performance, so what steps do you need to take to get them there?" Look at this woman, trying to get me to backwards plan. Something I have a piece of paper that says I can do it with honors. But I actually needed to be reminded that this was something I knew how to do. So with my mom's help, I make the plan, we set the dates, and on the first day of the workshop, we're driving to school together, and my mom and I get in a huge fight in the car. And she's yelling at me something about how she feels like I've lost all the joy in my life, and I'm lost, and I'm directionless, and she doesn't know what to do with me, so she's just gonna yell at me. And I don't know what to say, because the thing is, when you're 21, things just seem bigger. Being 21 feels like, yeah, I got a couple of good years left, and then I guess I'll die. And me being 21 and having this degree that I wasn't using just felt like I had screwed over my entire life. I had wasted 4 years that I wasn't going to get back, and everything was just over. So when we arrive at school, my mom and I are not really speaking, but we don't have a lot of time because now the kids are running in. And they're so excited, and they're asking me all these questions about stories my mom's told them about me, and I'm trying to put names with all their faces, but we finally get them settled down in the library, and we start. The kids didn't really know a lot about slam poetry, so we decided to start with a couple of videos, and one of these is the piece called "If I Should Have a Daughter" by Sarah Kay. And in this piece, Sarah talks about her hopes and her dreams for her future daughter. And as she's speaking, my mom and I are sitting on these little elementary school library chairs, and she just reaches out and takes my hand. And in that moment, I know my mom doesn't hate me. And I know that I can put on an amazing workshop for these kids. So we go through my plan, and we get to day 2, Slam Day. And my mom and some of the other teachers in the audience as judges, I'm on stage as host in my poet shirt, and I'm calling up the kids one by one, and they're so excited. And they're doing their snaps and their cheers, and they're giving this amazing verbal feedback and really embracing the slam aesthetic, a lot of hype from the 10-year-olds. And a lot of honesty, too. In all the years I've been attending poetry slam events, never have I heard the honesty like these kids were spitting that day. There were poems about hands that grabbed in darkness, about skeletons rattling beyond locked doors, about words locked in throats and longing to run. Even my mom got up on stage and performed one of her favorite pieces, "Hope is a Thing with Feathers" by Emily Dickinson. In the end, there had been a couple of breakdowns, a lot of tears, but I'd fallen in love with these kids. It was amazing being able to pull both darkness and light out of them through their poetry. And a couple of days later, a big envelope arrived in the mail containing copies of all of their poems. That was 10 years ago, and I still have that envelope with me in Singapore today. Thank you.